Yeah, welcome to another episode of Dark Skies Podcast, coming to you live on a Cinco de Mayo weekend here on the West Coast, Los Angeles, California. And today we're talking about ghost stories and scary movies, and one in particular, The Curse of the Llorona. You ever heard of the Llorona? Am I even saying it right? Oh God, man, we're gonna be up all night talking about this scary movie that came out that talks about an old story that I remember in my childhood. So strap yourself in, make yourselves comfortable. Tonight we're talking about, scary spirits, demonic entities, and, scary movies. Well, make yourselves comfortable. We're going into the night. Listening to Dark Skies Podcast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, from the Bay to LA. Thanks for joining us. Make yourselves at home. Be right back. What a beautiful night here on the West Coast, Los Angeles, California. The whole squad's here. And, man, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody, having fun tonight. And, it's been a beautiful day, too, here, considering, some of the days that we've had in the past here on Cinco de Mayo. But no, today's been beautiful. It's been well handled. But to all my friends here, I just want to say hello. Of course, I'm your host, LC Grace. We got Mikey Mikes in the building. We got Jim, Jennifer, Becky, Charles. Everybody helping out with the show today. And it's cool, man, because today we're talking about the Llorona. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but I remember growing up, I spent part of my time in Texas, and I remember hearing stories about a ghostly figure that moves, close to, the lakes and the rivers, and basically, the story was of a woman, a crying lady, my friends used to tell me. And, I'm from the city. I ain't often used to, laugh at superstitious stories and ghost stories and paranormal activity, because none of that stuff really, registered home. We didn't have that stuff in Compton. There was no Llorona in Compton. At least I don't think so. None of my friends in Compton ever mentioned it. But this is crazy. Now I see this movie, and it just takes me back to my childhood, when we used to share ghost stories late at night. Me and my friends. But this is even wilder, because now it's a movie about an old ancient story that we used to talk about when we was kids. The Llorona. And the reason I say it like that is because that's how I remember we used to say it when I was a kid. Now, I don't know if that's right. It might be pronounced differently. But the Llorona. It's crazy though. But basically, the story goes is it's a combination of a ghost story, you know, and ancient myth, a tale passed down from family member to family member, generation to generation. I remember hearing about it as a kid. Never told my kids about it, I guess. It don't resonate in these times. At least I didn't think so until, I saw this movie. Now, I haven't actually got to see all the movie. I get to see a little bit of it. And, it was good. The part I saw maybe, I want to say, one half of the movie. But time, constraint prevents me from sitting down too long. But I did get to watch as much as I could, and I plan to go back in and watch it again because I did enjoy the parts that I did see. But the whole thing about it is this movie is made up of an old story that we used to talk about when I was a kid. My friends in Texas, basically, they believed in this, and man, they used to, look out for this spirit, this entity. But what is it? Is it real? Is it something that, because, it started out as a story, right? And the question is it real? Because I know people who really believe, this thing to exist and that it moved, around and you can actually see it. Now, my friends used to tell me, you can see it by the water. Now, that's pretty scary, right? You go by the water and you see, a crying lady, a figure, and it's the Llorona. Now, a lot of people don't really understand, the story behind this, but basically, this is a spirit, right? And this spirit is the spirit of a woman. And it's crazy because this woman had kids that she supposedly have loved, right? She loved her kids, right? They're her kids. But in a jealous fit, jealous because she found her husband was a cheating, lying, no good bastard, to say the least. But anyway, she basically, was torn apart by, this realization that her husband could cheat and he could be, unfaithful. But not just to her, but to her children. And if I'm not mistaken, the story says she had two sons. Two sons that, in a jealous fit, she took to the water. And the story changes over time. Some stories are she took him to a lake. Some stories are she took him to the river. Some stories are she drowned him in the tub. I mean, I don't know. I done heard it from so many different people, but it's always the same result. In a jealous fit, she drowned her kids. I guess in some type of sick retribution. To get back at her unfaithful husband. So the story goes that she drowned her children and, felt great regret as she went on with her life, and so much regret that she ended up taking her own life. But that wasn't enough, because even in the afterlife, she still felt great regret for, what she did to her kids, because, her kids wasn't the one who hurt her. It was her husband. So his curse upon her was that, you can't rest in peace, that you'll forever live with the regret of drowning your children in jealousy. So, and that's like, different parts and different people tell the story differently, because I've heard people say that it was the husband curse upon her that placed her in a position where she can't pass on and she can't move forward, that she always has to live in regret and sadness of the horrible deed that she did. But then some people say that it was just her personal guilt that made her feel bad, and even bad enough to take her own life. So such a tragic story, this makes you think like, wow, this is crazy. But this is a story that, we were talking about as children. So you would think that it's strange that they make a movie about it. Right? A movie. Who knew? A movie about a demonic woman cursed by her own deeds. But it is so crazy. But they say the movie is about a widowed social worker, 2 kids, and it takes place back in 1973. How convenient. Los Angeles. Wow. Right in Los Angeles in the year that I was born. But anyway, they say the lady Anna makes a welfare check in the movie, and to one of her troubled clients, Patricia, and she says that she unwillingly invites the menacing spirit of the Llorona into her life. The reaping woman, basically billowing, white clad, and she roamed the earth since 1673. Interesting. Where she drowned her 2 sons in a jealous rage, cursed by her husband's infidelity, drowned herself. Now her demonic spirit stalks new children to replace hers. So basically, I remember as a kid, they used to say that she's looking for kids. And remember, we were kids talking about this. So I remember the story wasn't passed down amongst black families. This was more in the Hispanic community, but we was biracial. We had, we crossed over. We were blacks, Hispanics in our culture, our neighborhoods. So a lot of the stories passed down to us. So I don't know how big the story is, but I'm pretty sure my people in Mexico and down there in Guadalajara and different places down South America probably will be real up on this story. They probably know about the Llorona. They know about the story and the spirit. And you got to keep your kids close, right? And, you're cheating on your wife and you got to be careful, right? Watch out because the Llorona might get you. Pretty incredible, man. I never in a million years would have think that they would have made a movie about this story. Because this is like an actual spirit that my people actually believed in. They're like, man, you would see this sometimes. Like, I have friends who say they have seen it. Let's just put it that way. So it's incredible to see a movie about something that I know people who've actually seen it. And not just 1 or 2 people. I can think about 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 people I went to high school with that'll probably say that they actually seen it. And probably even more in Texas that would say that not just that they seen it, that they know somebody who's seen it. So, man, that is so freaky. I mean, just to have an old ghost story, old spirit story from my past end up in, in the movies. And it's low key because, Avengers Endgame is playing. So, nobody's really tripping. But I will go see it, though. I've seen part of it. Like I said, I haven't seen all of it because, it's a lot going on in your boy's life. I got a lot happening. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I can't tell you how much I got going on because it'll take time away. And I really wanted to do this video because when that movie came out and I got to see part of it and I knew it was actually about what I thought it was about, man. So I really do got to go sit down and watch it all the way through so I can see, how it ended and, what's the whole little ending that they got going on for it. Will it be a part two? But it was made by the people that made The Conjuring, right? Am I right, Mikey? And, they got a cool little team that actually put together, directed this movie, did the whole screenplay and all of that. So I just think that, well, from what I saw, and I just think that it's worth actually going to check it out, especially if you know the story. And my people in Texas, y'all know it way better than me. I mean, y'all were telling me about it when I was a kid. So, I mean, it's strange to me to see, an old story that, people actually say they seen, that they know it exists, and now boom, it's in a movie. So is it art, imitating reality? Or is it reality imitating art? Who knows? I mean, because this is not just a story that a couple of people had to tell. I mean, this story is known, in Mexican history. But not just that, in South America. So, I don't know, man. It's pretty strange just to see, this movie was made and it's out now. It snuck out on me. I didn't even know that it was making it or that it was anything about it that it was coming up. This came out. And it came out like low key because, Avengers Endgame, anything that's playing at the same time as it, probably not going to really get too much attention. So it's like really low key. So, like I said, I want to see it all the way through. So I'll probably go buy another ticket and go see if I can actually sit down and watch it all the way through. And, but for the little part that I did see, I enjoyed it. But, man, it just blew me away just to think that it's like about something that I learned about when I was young. And people actually say they saw it. So is it real? Did they make a movie about something that was real? That's the really strange part when you think about this. I mean, I never actually seen it with my own eyes, but I done talked to too many people who I believe to be honest when they have no reason to lie about something like that. Especially in the context of the conversation that we were speaking at the time that we were speaking it. This makes me think that, man, there's so much more to what we have as far as our understanding of what's going on around us. But I just think that, it's crazy. We're making movies about, things that, was once just tales or myths or legends. Well, now it's entertainment. But somewhere, the Llorona is real. Oh, man. Well, life, stranger than fiction, right? Well, anyway, happy Cinco de Mayo. Drink one for me. Drive safe. Thanks you for listening to each and every one of you. And I'll be back with you real soon. Good night. Dark skies, news and information. The Llorona. Do you have to go see go see it at the movies, or is she walking around your neighborhood? Maybe outside your home, stalking your children. Is she real? Or is it just another movie? Something to think about. Drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of Llorona? Ever heard of stories about the crying lady in a white dress by the water? Wow. Strange movie. I'm going to check it out though, and I don't know, I want to spoil it for you. Let you know how it ends. So, hey. I can guess though, she don't get the kids, right? She don't get the kids. She can't get the kids. Oh, man. Good night, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Drive safe. And we out.